Hi, this is Anthony, the Chief of Staff at the Appliance Doctors, and I want to thank you for joining us for episode number 3 of the ApplianceDoctor-TV.com. You know, March is a great time of year. We're getting out of the winter, and man, was this a bad winter. And we're starting to get into the spring and the 45-degree weather. And that's a great feeling. But also, March is a great time of year at the Appliance Doctor because we attend the yearly convention. And this March, on the 22nd, I'm taking 5 of my technicians down to Nashville, Tennessee, and they're going to have 4 days full of technical classes. Everything from GE, Whirlpool, Decor, Thermador, Bosch, DCS, Fisher-Paykel, Maytag, all the major manufacturers, all the major players are going to be there. Plus we have basic electrical training, basic refrigeration. This is so good for the guys who I'm in the process of training. I take them down there and we come back energized to serve our customers, and it's a great time of year. At the same time, when they're in training, I'm also in training myself. I'm also training to become a better manager. I'm training to become a better boss. And that's important, to continue the education on all aspects of the company. And you know what? It is a great time, and it is the largest convention for any appliance association in the United States. So you know what? It's a great time of year, and we're going to Nashville. We're going to have a great time, and we're going to come back, and we're going to service our customers with a lot more energy and ready to go. With that, we have a special announcement at the end, and the Appliance Doctor is going to do something. Going to give back a little something, so stay on till the end. But this next segment is sitting on a couch with the doctor. Okay, we'll see you soon. This segment of the show is On the Couch with the Doctor, and we have a 2-part question this month sent in by a Mrs. Newton from White Plains, New York. Is it okay if my 14-year-old son is home with the technician? And Mrs. Newton, I'm sorry, the Appliance Doctor has a policy that they will not enter a home unless there's an 18-year-old or over adult present. From experience, and a long time ago, we just set the 18-year-old. We felt that that's probably a reasonable age, but that's what our policy is. And we realize, and Mrs. Newton's second question is, do we charge for after-hour calls? And we realize that there's many people in your situation where they have young kids home, they get home 5 o'clock, 5:30 from work themselves, and they need service. So what we arrange is there is no extra charge for evening service calls. The only time we do charge is when people call after 4 o'clock, there's an emergency refrigeration call, and they definitely need it that night. And then we charge between $20 and $30 extra. But in your case, we will not charge you. You're making the appointment 8 hours in advance. There's no extra charge. And with that, Mrs. Newton, we want to thank you for sending the questions in, and for that you get a $20 gas card. So anybody out there, please send your questions to my email, drx313@aol.com. Doctor spelled out, DOCTORX313@aol.com, and you will receive your $20 gas card if I read it on the next show. Well, that's it for this portion of the show. I want to thank you. We'll see you next month. Here we are. We're in front of Columbia University. Upper Manhattan. And the reason why we chose this location to do Upper Manhattan is because we do all the repairs in the dormitories for Columbia University. So it doesn't matter if you're on the east side, the west side, you're on Lower Manhattan, you're in Upper Manhattan. Just remember, the Appliance Doctor is just a phone call away. Same day service with 13 technicians in the area at any time of the day for you. And the Appliance Doctor even services Upper West Side. Here we are across the street from John Leonard and Oko Leonard's house, the Dakota, where December 8th, 1980 at 10:50 p.m. John Leonard was murdered. And it's also the home of Roberta Flack, one of my favorite artists. And the doctor services in that building. The doctor is here on the Upper East Side in front of the Guggenheim Museum. And the Guggenheim Museum was built in 1959 after a 16-year delay. The contract that Frank Lloyd Wright signed with the Guggenheim family to build this and design this was a 16-year delay, and finally in 1959 it opened. But we just want you to know the Appliance Doctor is on the Upper East Side also. You don't come to Mulberry Street unless you get some good cannolis. Let me get this chocolate one here. And right here we're in Little Italy. And the Appliance Doctor repairs appliances all over Manhattan, and some of these restaurants here in Little Italy are some of their best customers. Well, thank you for sitting through episode 3 of the ApplianceDoctor-TV.com. And if you remember at the beginning of the show, I said that I had an announcement to make. And I don't know if anybody watched this Sunday. It's a new show called Secret Millionaire. Well, I watched it. It was the first episode, and I'll tell you what, I came out of that show saying, you know, what can I do to help people? You know, it was so touching that I felt that, you know what, I'm in a good situation that I would like to help people. So what the Appliance Doctor has decided for the remainder of 2011, that's 10 months, we will give $500 a month away. And to a charity, to an organization that is doing good things in the community. And the first charity that we are going to give this check to, it's a $500 check made out to the Yonkers Food Pantry, which is in Getty Square. And the reason why we're picking them first is because we were in Getty Square for 30 years. And I saw firsthand how many people they feed on a daily basis. So, and they have shelter overnight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give them this check for $500, and every month we're gonna pick another organization. So with that, I just wanna say that if you're not doing nothing, 8 o'clock on Sunday, turn on that show. It is really a good show. It's really touching, and it's called Secret Millionaires. And we will, at the end of the month, like I said, we will be training in Nashville, and I'm going to bring you some footage back from Nashville for the next show. Okay, well listen, take care, we'll see you next month from the doctor. And if you need any service, it's 1-800-339-0353. See you next month.